Circles and squares here at Off Center DJ School. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite scratches, also happens to be named after one of my favorite crustaceans. It's a scratch that was invented in the mid-90s, and it's one of those coveted scratches that everybody wants to know. We've all heard of it. Now let's get a little bit deeper into something called the crab. First and foremost, the most important thing to consider is our crossfader hand, and this is what really brings the crab scratch to life. Like the transform, there's an equal tension between your thumb and your fingers, and what you're doing is tapping with your fingers and holding the crossfader back with your thumb. Now, instead of doing one sound, like in the transform, what we're doing here is potentially creating multiple sounds with one movement. So I could do a 2-finger crab scratch. I could do a 3-finger, or if I wanted to add the 4th sound in there as well. My preference personally is the 2 or the 3-finger. The 4th doesn't come across as cleanly for me personally, but there are a lot of variations and options to this scratch. Now that we've got the crossfader hand out of the way, let's talk about the easier part, which is the record hand. And if you guys can do a simple baby scratch, you guys are going to be just fine with the record hand part of this equation. So let's get a long sound first off, something that doesn't have any rhythmic breaks in it already, because you're going to be creating those rhythmic breaks yourself. And something like this, for instance, just a bit of a longer sound that you can drag back and forth, about half rotation, something like this. And then every time I'm changing direction, that's when I'm adding the crab to the equation. So again, 2-finger, 3-finger, and 4-finger. Now it'd be good at first just to do this really slowly, so 1 finger at a time, just to get your coordination down. And then as you get better at it, just try to do that rapid fire, kind of 3-finger, 2-finger, 4-finger, whatever you prefer, and add that to the equation.